Transmissions jammed. Proximity coverage only.
Hey guys, Jacob here. It is May 5th, 2020, and this is going to be this week's vendor reset. As usual, I'm going to be starting at the base of ops and working our way through the DZs and into New York City. Today, he is selling a tactical AUG A3P. This has Reputation on it, stability, crit chance, and SMG damage, and a total damage of 99.3k. He's selling an ACRE with eyeless, swap speed, health damage, and assault rifle damage. Eyeless, if you guys need the pretty much the talent or anything you guys see on any of these pieces, I'd recommend buying them and just rolling them onto something else. Next is going to be the Fenders chest piece with weapon damage, crit chance, weapon handling, and an empty offensive mod slot with explosive delivery. Like I said, if you need these for your stat library, I would recommend picking it up. Also, if you need a Fenders chest piece, if you're trying to make a build, you could pick this up and use it, but you'd be better off maybe trying to craft one or try to farm the loot allocation zones. Offense protocol mod with 4.1 headshot damage, and that's going to be about it for the front desk. Next is going to be the clan vendor. If you guys are not in a clan, you will not be able to access this area, so just a reminder. So I'd recommend joining one if you want to have access to the vendors, or start a clan with your friends and work your way up. That way you guys can access this, because it'll be a boundary and you won't be able to get in here. This week he is selling the new Reliable. This is perfectly optimized with swap speed, damage to targets out of cover, and LMG damage. If you guys are a collector of all the named weapons, I'd highly recommend picking this up. Next is going to be the Hardwired knee pads, which have skill tier and armor generation. You could always change the armor generation to something else if you want to run this on a skill build. Some of you guys are looking for hardwire pieces, at least some of my friends were. So if you guys need this, I'd recommend picking it up. Ongoing directive with weapon damage and hazard with an empty utility mod slot. And 2 Patriot gloves with crit chance and 126,000 armor, which these ones aren't too bad. So if you need some 2 Patriot gloves, highly recommend picking these up. Covert Srs with preservation, health damage, headshot damage, and marksman rifle damage. P90 with fast hands. 870 express shotgun with strained, rate of fire, damage to armor, and shotgun damage. And a honey badger with preputation, accuracy, health damage, and assault rifle damage. Classic M60 with max LMG damage with fast hands. So if you guys are looking for max LMG damage to roll it onto another LMG, I'd recommend buying this to add to your stat library that you have it forever. China Light Corporation holster with crit damage and weapon handling as skill tier. Group of Summer backpack with overclock, empty utility mod slot with explosive resistance, crit chance, and weapon damage. Offense system firearms, which is crit damage. If you guys need a 10% crit damage mod, I'd recommend picking this up so you could add a few of them to your DPS build. The micropulse frequency for the damage reduction, and the traditional fusion for the skill haste for the seekers, and the slip fit tube for the damage for the chem launcher. And that's going to be it for the first two vendors at the base of ops. Alright guys, next up is going to be the theater settlement. This week he's selling a SPAS 12 with Vindictive, Golden Gear gloves with 67,000 armor with headshot damage and crit chance, Defense Protocol resilience with shock resistance, Delivery system upgrade, which is for the radius for the seeker mines, tungsten compound for the 4.4 damage for the Firefly, and that's going to be about it for the theater settlement. Alright, next stop is going to be the campus settlement. This week she's selling an SR1 with eyeless, a black market RPK74E with strained, utility protocol intensity with repair skills. So if you guys need repair skill mods, this one's pretty low, but if you're new and you need them, I'd recommend buying them. Embedded metal string for the heal, for the chem launcher, unstable oscillator for the radius, for the pulse, and trap electronics upgrade for the duration for the shock trap, which is a New York City item, just a reminder, so you guys know. That's going to be about it for the campus settlement. Next up are going to be the dark zones. First up is going to be DC West as usual. Just a reminder, if you guys are new, you will need a certain resource. As always, as I say, to buy these items, you can get these resources by extracting them from deconstructing gear in the DZ, or just opening tiny little boxes scattered around the dark zone that will give you one resource apiece. But this week, he is selling a Hardwired gloves, which is skill tier and headshot damage, Negotiator's knee pads with 5.2 weapon damage and skill haste, Gel Gear knee pads with 87,989 armor with skill haste and stats effects. And he's selling a decoy housing shell for the health for the decoy, which is also a New York City skill, just a reminder. That's going to be about it for DZ West. Alright, next stop is going to be DZ South, which does not say here on the side here, but you guys will see right here. This is DZ South, just a reminder so you guys know. This week she's selling an MP5 ST with reload speed, optimist crit chance, and SMG damage. Military P416 with fast hands, crit chance, health damage, and assault rifle damage. The Kurios Revolver preservation with damage to armor and pistol damage. The gear sets, tip of the spear backpack and repair skills, and an aces and eights chest piece with weapon damage and skill damage. If you guys really need these, then obviously get them, but you're better off farming the loot allocation areas for gear sets to get these, or you can just craft them if you guys have the blueprints. Murakami Industries backpack, crit chance, opportunistic, repair skills, skill tier, empty utility mod slot. And at the very bottom, they are selling a few purple things. That's really about it. Overall, not that much at DZ South. Alright guys, next stop is going to be DZ East, which is the final dark zone on the list. She's selling a Paratrooper SVD with steady hand, crit damage, headshot damage, and marksman rifle damage. Tip of the spear mask, weapon damage, and status effects. Ace and Eight's holster with crit chance and weapon damage. She's selling utility system electronics with repair skill, which is 12.5. Polycarbonate housing, which is 5.8 health. And the exploder blueprint, which is 4.1 skill haste. And that's really going to be about it for the dark zones. Overall, that's really going to be about it, guys, for the DZ vendors and the DC vendors. Next stop is going to be New York City. So if you guys do not have the DLC, then obviously you guys will not need this. But next up is going to be the New York vendors. Alright guys, next up is going to be the New York vendors. This week he's selling a 93R with reputation, Wyvern Rare holster with skill haste and explosive resistance, and the graphite battery for the deflector duration on the drone. And that's going to be about it for the front desk vendor. The next vendor is going to be Roy Benitez, which he's actually right around this corner right here if you just take a right. And he'll be sitting at the desk right here at the end of the room. And he is selling pretty much nothing but purples, except this Richter and Kaiser holster, which has repair skill and has protection, defense protocol stamina for disrupt resistance, and the hollow point bullets for the 5.4 armor repair, and a decoy housing shell. And overall, that's pretty much going to be about it, guys. They're not really selling anything decent this week. There's a few things you could pick up if you need them, but overall, this week was actually pretty bad. But thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more Division 2 content, and I will catch you guys all later.